Good morning. I'm Brian of Wanderlust with Melissa and Brian, and this week we are on the Sun Princess, and today we are in Bar, Montenegro. When we booked this cruise, this stop was going to be in Kotor, Montenegro, which is a few hours to the north of Bar, and then somewhere along the line, the destination was changed. Of course, the cruise lines can do this. Bar itself is well, it seems a lot more industrial than what we expected out of Kotor, for example. Now, you can take, of course, excursions that will take you up the road to Kotor. Like I said, it's a few hours away, so those excursions will take most of the day, as well as they're pretty steep. I think it's a couple $100 per person for a lot of those excursions. So we don't have anything booked. We're just going to see if we can make our way into like the old town part of Bar. Come on, let's go. The view from this side of the ship is prettier than the other side of the ship because you can see the mountains and the old town of Starry Bar right over here. And I think that's where we're going to try to get to today. So the port of Bar really is kind of industrial. They really don't want folks just walking around the port area. So there is a complimentary shuttle that will take us to kind of the Bar main area. We're on that shuttle now.
All right, we have made it onto land right here in the beautiful city of Bar. Got off the ship. And it's very industrial, so they have free shuttles to get you into what's called the new town. Not a lot here. There's a few little shops. There's some handmade items. I just bought a cute little thing, something for our Christmas tree. But now we're going to catch a taxi over to Starry Bar and see what's there in the old town area. So we're looking forward to that. But this is the first time I am in Montenegro, so another check on my different countries I've ever visited list. Here we go.
Now we're in the old town section, the medieval old town of Bar. Again, I think they call it Starry Bar. But there's a fortress and these ancient walls and some ruins. So beautiful. To get into the walled-in Old Town portion here, Starry Bar, it was I think it was €5 per person. So all in all, we've spent €30 so far. Not bad. All right, there we go. We can even see the ship now that we're at the very topmost layer of the fortress here at Starry Bar.
Yeah, a lot of those buildings date back to the Middle Ages, which is amazing. The rock, there's little nooks and crannies everywhere that I like to just kind of check out, and then tall stairs going up to where we can get a beautiful view all the way to the boat, whatever. This is really absolutely beautiful, and to think of how old it is, yeah, it's amazing.
At first we were disappointed, I'll admit, that we didn't get a chance to go to Kotor and didn't really book an excursion here for Bar. But honestly, now that we're here, we see just how beautiful it is, and it feels less touristy, somewhat authentic, as it were. Just kind of climbing around the old town and seeing these pieces, it's really neat, and just a beautiful, beautiful place. So there's this like a market street that runs right alongside of the walled city, and it's covered with shops and restaurants and just real quaint, and it's fun.
You see behind us, we marched up all of this fortress and old town area, and it was absolutely beautiful. And now we have found a rooftop bar and restaurant in Bar. And it's absolutely gorgeous. They're understanding English. We've had no problem with, even here in Montenegro, no problem with that. And they take Euro here in Montenegro as well. But look at this view. Look over on the rooftop bar. grapes, and even a little olive tree. Again, even here in Montenegro, I'm seeing figs growing on the side of the road and olive trees everywhere. The beauty of it, hibiscus and mountains, and it's absolutely gorgeous region. Just if it's somewhere you've got to come check out, it's beautiful.
That grilled octopus is phenomenal. That's the most tender and least chewy grilled octopus we've ever had. It was very good. It tasted fresh, grilled just right, and a great plate to split. We're kind of watching the clock. We've still got a few hours, I think, before all aboard. So we may wander a little further before we take the cab back. After a quick 15-minute taxi ride back from the Starry Bar area, kind of the old town, back to where our shuttle picked up, and then on the shuttle, didn't take any time at all. So all in, I think today was about 45 euros. That got us to the old town. It got us into the old town area, and then of course back from there as well. Not too bad at all. That doesn't include us stopping for a quick bite of well-grilled octopus and lunch, which was delicious. Now we're back at the ship. It's only been a few hours, and I'm looking forward to exploring more of the ship. I love this pool back here. Infinity Edge, Wake View, just kind of a neat area. It looks like you have to climb down a ladder to get into it, but still, I have a beautiful view as we sail away. Just thought it was kind of an opportune time while a lot of the passengers on the ship are still ashore. This may be a good time to try to get into the pool. Of course, that's not an original idea. All right, so this is our usual view. This is the Infinity Edge pool, the back of deck 8. I love this pool. This is the Wake View. See why they call it that? I wasn't sure how much time, if any, we were going to get to just kind of hang out in a pool. So I really wanted to kind of capitalize on this since we're here in Bar, Montenegro. I think we saw most of the things you could see in Bar. I mean, not to sell it short, but it's kind of a small town. So we saw a lot of things back on the ship, and really gives us an opportunity to take advantage of a lot of passengers being off of the ship. Maybe the pools are somewhat less occupied. I mean, if I got an in, it's pretty much less occupied. Headed into the pool. What is it? Yes, so it was
Inside and outside.
Yeah, so from the dome and outside the dome, and the princess has done a great job of getting a younger generation. There's plenty of kids.
Full of kids.
Plenty of kids.
Hey, everybody. Hey, okay. So it is the end of the night. Let's talk about what we have done today. So when we booked this cruise, our first stop was going to be Kotor, Kotor, Montenegro. You can tell me how to say it in the comments if I don't know if I'm saying it right or not. However, a month, 6 weeks before we got on the ship, they said, oh wait, it's going to be Bar, Montenegro. And it's a lesser known port, a little less to do. It was beautiful. There's nooks and crannies and old stone towers and to crawl. It was hard on the legs because there was nothing flat. It was
cobblestone.
It was cobblestone the whole way. And, either uphill or downhill. There's nothing flat. So it was a challenge. My knees are screaming at me right now. But it was a great time. And there were some vantage points that you looked out all over the entire city, all the way to the ocean. And you could even see our ship from there. And it was absolutely beautiful. We got some great pictures and video from that area. While it wasn't what we were expecting, it still turned out beautifully.
It did. And it was fairly inexpensive.
There was a little cobblestone road that was...
It was like a market.
Markets and restaurants and places to shop. And so we found this little third floor rooftop area to have just a light snack. It wasn't even a full meal. And so we have some olives and some goat cheese and some grilled octopus. This was the best octopus. Now I know what it's supposed to taste like. You cut it up. It was not chewy. It was tender. It had a lot of flavor. And I'm like, okay, this is setting the bar, no pun intended, pretty high as far as eating octopus.